and gentlemen, welcome to the ARC's National Beef Performance Awards for 2023. Every year, the Agricultural Research Council gives recognition to producers who have excelled in their quest to breed animals that will ensure sustainable and profitable beef production in South Africa. Tonight belongs to our farmers and their teams, people who turn hope into action to ensure we have food on our tables. This is the 45th installment of the awards, the aim of which is to showcase the best of the best in 7 categories, all relating to beef cattle performance and beef cattle producers. Each of the 7 categories is sponsored by various agricultural companies and role players, and serve to honor those who have excelled in their breeding and production practices, as well as the mentoring of fellow producers. The Department of Agriculture, Land Reform and Rural Development has been a key stakeholder in these awards since its inception and continues to play this role this year. I now hand over to Dr. Ben Greiling and his team to welcome you to this prestigious event.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the ARC's National Beef Performance Awards for 2023. I'm Ben Greiling. I'm the Research Team Manager for the Beef Cattle Improvement Program, and with me tonight are my colleagues, Professors Linky Makgatlela, who's the Research Team Manager for Animal Breeding and Genetics, and we are also privileged to have Professor Norman Maiwashi here. Professor Maiwashi is the General Manager of the Animal Production Campus of the ARC. The Beef Scheme has been presenting these awards for, I think it's about 45 years, and the scheme itself is 64 years old. So it's a program that's been running for really many years. And the main aim of the scheme is to really, through the use of services and technologies, to ensure that our farmers become more sustainable and more profitable. And to achieve those goals, of course, they need to improve the genetic potential of our national herd, without which we will not able to adapt to the changing conditions and the markets, of course. And of course, the beef scheme provides our services, which are internationally accredited, which we are very proud about. And tonight is really all about giving recognition to our country's farmers across all the production spectra, of course, for their exceptional achievements, making use of basic and more sophisticated technologies and information to become more profitable, to improve the genetics of their herds. They need to produce really more from less, that I always say, because if you look at how our environment changes, the economy changes and the markets changes, and we are also obviously not in isolation. So the farmers need to pull out all the stops to ensure that they are viable and they have access to the market value chains. I often always say the farmers have a job that's very much based on hope. Hope in terms of, because many of the factors of nature may at times be against them. There's diseases, there's climate change and many other things. But through their resilience and never give up attitudes and making use of technologies and science, they often reach the heights that they do. And we are here tonight, of course, to really give recognition to those farmers. But before I come to Prof. Maiwashi, I just want to make a statement. The South African industry does not operate in isolation. Like any other industry around the world, we have recognition and collaboration with many other industries or industries around the world. So we are, from an international perspective, certainly a credible industry, a lot of stakeholders that we're involved with. And my first question would be to Prof. Maiwashi in terms of perhaps give us some perspectives on the importance and the role that our industry plays on the international arena, Prof.
Thank you very much, Ben, for this opportunity to interface with our farming industry. Of course, you did point out how important our industry is. And I need to indicate that South Africa as a country, we have a few challenges that we're supposed to deal with. Number one being the issue of food security. That is one of the biggest problems that our country faces. The other one is job creation. We don't have enough jobs in this country, and things are becoming more and more difficult. So if you look at our industry, and in particular the livestock sector, we are very, very important in terms of delivering on food security and also creating jobs. Our memory, if we were to go back memory lane, we'll remember that it was only in 2020 that we all realized how important the livestock sector is. When all the sectors were struggling, our industry was able to come to the fore and assist us in terms of dealing with these national challenges. So I think we should be very proud of what we have as a country. We have some of the best men and women farmers in this country that are very, very resilient. And therefore, it is important for us as an Agricultural Research Council to continue to honor them in terms of the work that they do. And I must also indicate that in the work that they do, we are probably in the continent and also globally, we have some of the best genetics you will find. And that is credit to our farmers. So I can't overemphasize the importance of the agricultural sector. We have an important role to play. And because the supply chains were disrupted by COVID, there's a high demand for animal protein. And in the last year or so, we have seen a lot of interest, especially from China and the Middle East. They're looking for our beef. And these are the opportunities that are very, very important for us to deal with some of the challenges that face this country, such as job creation. So our industry is very, very important. And I think we need to be recognizing and honoring these men and women in the livestock industry who are doing the best they can with very limited resources under very difficult conditions.
Thank you, Prof. Maiwashi. Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more in terms of all the effects or the role that the agricultural industry plays in the lives of so many people. If you think about how many people in South Africa are dependent on the agricultural industry. Prof. Linky, if I can come to you, in terms of the research component, there's so many technologies out there and information, no matter which industry you are in. People are really bombarded with that. Maybe give some perspectives in terms of the role and the importance of the research that generates the information and the technologies that really take this industry of ours and worldwide, of course, forward.
Thank you, Ben, and for allowing us to be involved in this prestigious event. We are living in a data-driven revolution, and we need to embrace that opportunity. And data technology is not foreign for livestock farmers, especially the ones that we will be celebrating today. On a daily basis, they are recording animal information or pedigrees and performance data that are put through blab technology, and that enable them to select their breeding stock towards animal improvement. And, going forward, those that are in the forefront are already tapping into some of the new technologies like omics or genomics that allows them now to turbocharge the system, because in terms of food production, we need to produce as more food as possible. So genomics allows them to select their breeding stock more accurately, but more important for food production, much faster. We also have new technologies like smart sensors for precision farming. Smart sensors are now allowing our farmers, from our research projects, we're seeing that we are now bridging the gap between animal production and animal welfare, because we cannot continue to do business as usual when some of our consumers out there are not very happy. So we want to make sure that we are doing ethical practices, and that way we will be able to improve or encourage, or rather improve the trust in our in the consumers. So furthermore, in terms of smart technologies, we are seeing that now we are able to breed animals that are feed efficient, and animals that will have negligible carbon footprint, because these are some of the things that we need to respond to. In terms of smallholder farmers, we are seeing that fewer of them are now checking the first box in terms of animal recording. But going forward, we wish to encourage partnerships between the smallholder as well as the commercial sector to make sure that jointly they are implementing these technologies that are coming through from our research activities. And jointly, they are able now to respond to some of the challenges of the country as well as the world.
Thanks, Prof. Linky. Yeah, very important. And if I can come back to Prof. Norman in terms of the status of research internationally, because it's not isolated. Many of the challenges that we have, other countries have similar challenges, sometimes more intense challenges. So where South Africa stands, I know we are very much recognized for our research internationally. Maybe some thoughts on your side on it?
Yeah, just to latch onto what Linky has said, internationally we have a common unifier in terms of the research theme. And that unifier is climate change. So livestock globally has been impacted very negatively by climate change. There's a lot of research funding going into carbon footprint research so that our impact on the environment is much less from livestock production. But what is also important is water footprint. South Africa is a water scarce country, and most of the beef anyway comes from low input production system where water is one of the key issues. So most of the countries are moving towards putting investment into animals that are efficient in terms of utilizing the feed. We're seeing development on the technology space in terms of devices to measure this, especially from your rangeland or the veld. There's a lot of work going into coming up with devices that can be able to measure feed efficiency in those systems. So it is very, very critical that us as a country, we also move in that direction. But I think I must also give credit to our farming industry. Somehow we have had foresight. As a country, we have been doing performance recording for more than 50 years. And some of the areas that we're focusing on was on feed efficiency through the ARC beef testing schemes. So we have a lot of research that we have collected in that space. If you look at countries that really took feed efficiency very, very serious, Canada, Australia, these are the countries that we have been doing research together with us at South Africa. Big countries such as the United States hasn't been doing a lot in that space, but they are really coming back and putting a lot of resources. So I think we should always be proud of what we do as a country, that we tend to be leaders in this space. Hence, our industry is very, very strong. So I would encourage, especially those from the private sector and the public sector, to bring resources so that we can pool them to be able to generate enough data that will assist us to breed for cattle that are adapted. So I think those are the areas that we need to be paying particular attention to. Our technologies such as genomics are just coming in to assist us to be able to breed in a manner that is cost-effective and more efficient. But climate change, it's a game changer in our space.
Yeah, thanks, Prof. Norman. I agree, because I always think of we should put more effort, and that will lead me to maybe the last question to Prof. Linky, in educating or informing the farmers. And climate change was one of those factors that's putting more pressure on us to get the technologies not just developed, but also adopted and implemented by industry, not just in South Africa, but worldwide. So my question to Prof. Linky is maybe just, do you agree we should put in more effort to get more cross-pollination between the scientific component and the farming component, so they can adopt or get more exposed to all the information. There's so much information out there, but all the information and the technologies that will help them to go forward. Shall we put, I think do you agree there's more room for stronger interaction?
100%, Ben. We need to invest more on how are we going to process these data-driven solutions. How do we package them into information that goes down to the farmers to make their management decision, to make their decisions, selection decisions. But the key thing is, how do we consistently, the data is evolving on a daily basis, but how do we consistently package that into usable information for them to be able to consistently also make those decisions? So that becomes a task for us to make sure that our tax transfer officials are well trained in terms of how do we translate that information to the ground more actively, more robust, such that there is effective adoption as well as implementation to maximize impact.
Thanks, Prof. Linky. Yeah, I always say that, quoting other people, that without information, you just have an opinion. So it's so really, really important, and that information and technologies are driven and initiated through research, of course. So really important. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, I think we need to move on into tonight's event. We are very excited about it. For our viewers, no less than 7 award categories will be presented. Many farmers, all the production spectra in South Africa will be presented in this awards event. Also, close to 30 beef cattle breeds are also involved, so it's quite extensive. So without any further ado, I would really like to, in terms of just the flow of the program, bring to you that our CEO and President of the Agriculture Research Council, Dr. Lita Magintla, he will give the opening and the welcoming address. After that, Mr. Yuo Mamabolo, he's the Director of the Animal Production of the Department of Agriculture, Land Reform and Rural Development, will give the keynote address. And then once he's finished, we will have the 7 award categories being presented. Once that is finished, our Group Executive, Dr. Andrew Mtutuzele Magadlela from the ARC, for Group Executive for Animal Sciences, he will give the vote of thanks on behalf of the whole of the ARC. So on behalf of our team, I would like to congratulate all the nominees, all the finalists, all the winners. You've done an excellent job and you make us really proud. And I trust, ladies and gentlemen, that you will enjoy this event with us.
Please welcome Dr. Lita Magintla for the official opening and welcoming address.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lita Magintla. I'm the CEO of the Agricultural Research Council of South Africa. Before we begin this important occasion, I would like to acknowledge few partners and sponsors whose presence and contributions really do require us mentioning them. Our main sponsors are the National Department of Agriculture, Land Reform and Rural Development, and of course, the provincial departments of agriculture who have been part of this journey throughout. Our strategic sponsors, Plaas Media, who is our main sponsor, and the others include Farmers Weekly, GMP Basic, Mulatech. Our valued sponsors have walked a long journey with our Beef Performers Awards. Some, like Farmers Weekly, have been doing this for several decades. We wish to express our sincere appreciation to all the sponsors for the unwavering involvement with the process leading to this prestigious award ceremony itself. The ARC Beef Performers Awards gives recognition to what we can call the cream of the crop in animal breeding and improvement in terms of our value chain. It is befitting that I should put our country's beef industry into perspective so that we can all appreciate the key role that our beef producers play to add value to the economy of the country. Our industry is faced with a number of challenges, but at the same time it's presented with numerous opportunities for contributing to economic growth. Indeed, agriculture is synonymous with food security, which is also directly linked to our mission to reach the ideal of zero hunger. Central to ensuring food security and sustainable livestock value chains is increased agricultural productivity, affordability of food, and reduction of post-harvest losses. The ever-increasing human population requires a dependable supply of sufficient quantities of meat and meat products. In order to meet the growing demand for animal protein, a matching increase in meat and meat products production is required. This begs the question, is the goal of feeding the nation achievable given the dwindling natural resource base? South Africa has a relatively large national herd of cattle consisting of more than 13 million cattle. Our beef is in demand both nationally and internationally. However, to be a key role player in both these markets, certain prerequisites should be met. For instance, an effective national animal health system as well as an identity and traceability system has to be in place for international markets to take us seriously. Affordability is, of course, also central to sustained demand. In September 2023, the average cost of the household food basket was just over 5,000 Rand, which affects consumer choice for different sources of protein. This means that we, especially those of us in the science and technology space, should double our efforts to ensure that technologies are made available to livestock farmers so that beef can be produced sustainably and made affordable to the consumers. Our export markets for beef are filled with potential opportunities. There is a renewed interest in our beef in global markets, as indicated by the recent discussions on exports to China. We currently export 4% of our beef, and the target is to grow our exports to 20% by 2030. About 28,000 tons of beef were exported in 2022, which earned our country in excess of 2.4 billion, emphasizing the fact that our beef is still a highly sought-after product. South Africa is currently 30% below the world norm in terms of the price of beef, which makes the South African producer to be very competitive on the international market. Market developments and transformation are vital components of our country's formal strategies to grow the sector. All these require that all stakeholders take hands to drive a collaborative effort to grow our industry in order to realize the full potential of our beef. The role of research and development in ensuring competitiveness of the livestock sector cannot be emphasized enough. All over the world, science and technology have become indispensable to ensure economic development. The Beef Improvement Scheme of the ARC has a track record of more than 64 years of promoting the adoption of science-based breeding to enhance the generic merits of our national herd. It is all about supporting the industry when it comes to improving the productivity, competitiveness, and sustainability of beef production. Let me assure you that the ARC will continue in this long-standing tradition of supporting our cattle farmers in their endeavor to produce nutritious, safe, and affordable beef. This brings me to tonight's awards event that is all about giving recognition to farmers' exceptional achievements across the entire production spectrum, from smallholder to commercial. No less than 7 award categories will be presented this year. I trust that you will share in our excitement when we present to you the finalists and winners in their respective award categories. Well done and congratulations to all the nominees, finalists, and of course the winners. In my humble opinion, you already are all winners. Baya danki, siyabonga, enkosi. Thank you very much.
And now for the keynote address. Please welcome Joel Mamabolo of the Department of Agriculture, Land Reform and Rural Development.
Fellow South Africans, good evening. This is that time of the year when we give our awards to our livestock farmers who participate in the animal improvement and recording schemes. South Africa holds a very unique position on the African continent with a rich diversity in terms of available livestock resources, vegetation and climatic regions. We boast a rich legacy of sustainable livestock production that dates back to centuries. Our livestock sector is characterized by a dualistic system of a highly developed commercial with internationally recognized stock industry, which is using modern technology, and a developing sector which involves emerging and smallholder farmers. Of the percentage of land available for agricultural production, 68 to 70% is classified as grazing land and is used for extensive production of meat-producing ruminants. South Africa has more than 33 registered breeds of cattle with indigenous, locally developed and recently introduced breeds with variation among breed societies with regards to participation in animal recording improvement schemes. It is expected that the new breeds will also be registered very shortly to add to existing list of new breeds. Animal research in the developing sector is limited to the Kaunafasiaru Khomu scheme, where technical advice on health, production and support with research of animal information is provided. The emerging sector farmer aim to join the commercial industry but lag behind with regard to use and adoption of technology due to a number of factors that includes socioeconomic factors and poor infrastructure. The animal research in the developing sector is also limited to KYD scheme, where technical advice on production and support with research on animal information is provided. Therefore, the South African livestock industry contributes over 160 billion gross value products in 2020-22 financial years. This is a very important agricultural activity and has an important role to play, considering sufficient foods that needs to be produced for over 60 million of our population. The 2023 Beef Awards are taking place at a time when there is an ongoing COP27 of United Nations Framework on Climate Change on the African continent in Egypt, and the ongoing foot and mouth disease that is negatively affecting our industry. One of the responsibilities of the livestock sector is to limit the release of greenhouse gas, that is, reduce carbon footprint and water footprint in order to ensure future sustainability of the livestock sector. And this can be done through improved production efficiency and improved cow productivity, which will have mitigating effect on the production of greenhouse gases, as higher productivity will lead probably to higher gross efficiency. Therefore, in this instance, it is clear that South Africa holds a solid foundation for genetic improvement in South Africa and can benefit our neighboring SADC member states and the rest of African continent. The emerging sector play a big role in dissemination of genetic resources from recommended sector to smallholder farmers. All participants in these awards are winners. However, it's important to congratulate all the winners at this event, even those who may not be taking awards at these awards of 2023. Thank you very much.
ARC National Best Elite Cow Awards, sponsored by Farmers Weekly. The Best Elite Cow Awards category has been in existence for more than 4 decades and has become synonymous with the awards event. It is also one of the most prestigious in the country when it comes to acknowledging beef cows with truly exceptional performance traits. Cows that participate in this award category are judged on performance figures only, so visual appraisal does not come into play. This award category is contested among cows across all breeds, and each cow represents the overall national winner within a breed. Cows in this category have to exhibit outstanding reproduction figures and also performed exceptionally well regarding other economically important traits, such as maternal ability and weaning weight of her calves. The criteria used to consider eligible cows for this award include age at first calving, the average inter-calving period, days since the last calving, the completeness of records for weaning weights and performance records. Additional criteria used to identify the best performing cow per breed include breeding values for birth and weaning weights, average efficiency index, approval ratio, reproduction index, and the percentage of performance tested calves. The bottom line is, breeders must measure and record all information. It is my pleasure to now present to you the recipients of the 2023 ARC National Best Elite Cow Awards. Henty Janssen van Rensburg's Afrisim cow, JVR 1176. The Bonsmara cow belonging to Frida Trust Bonsmaras, JHK 14139. Theo van Sales Boeran, TZ 13158. Jan Meekers Bradford cow, M1395. The Brown V cow, HB 1325 of JJ Bester and Daughters. Donnie Steenkamp's Charolais, EL 1319. The Dexter cow, JL 1217, belonging to Willie Duplessis. John and Tracy Devonport's Limousine cow, DK 05108. Hannes Ekstien's Nguni, EX 131. The Pinsgauer cow, M112, belonging to ZZ2. Also belonging to ZZ2, the Pinzale cow, PZ 13253. Dale van Rensburg's Romagnola, DT 10120. The Red Angus cow, KCM 1141 of Kevin and Carl Miles. Tina de Jager's Santa Gertrudis, VV 13138. The Simbra cow, ARC 11522C, that belongs to Karl Heinz and Sigi Heimstad. Gala and Jakubota Simmenthaler cow, BBS 1413. John and James Miller's South Devon, JM 131679. Sean Trollope's Sussex cow, SWM 111. And the Thule cow, E139, belonging to Dave Mullins. Congratulations to all the owners of these elite cows. A special word of appreciation should also go to all the stock men that looked after these cows. Without their dedication, this would not have been possible. And now for the sponsor of this category, Janine Ryan of Farmers Weekly.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Janine Ryan and I am the editor of Farmers Weekly. Farmers Weekly has been the proud sponsor of the Elite Cow Awards category of the ARC's Beef Performance Awards since the award's inception. This category recognizes the incredible work done by farmers to produce some of the country's most exceptional and efficient cows. As South Africa's oldest magazine and leading English agricultural publication, we are once again honored to have the opportunity to sponsor this award. As an agricultural media house, we are well aware of the role we play in helping farmers reach their production goals. We are a valuable resource for farmers, providing them with essential information, knowledge, and resources to enhance their farming practices, improve their livelihoods, and navigate the challenges and opportunities of modern agriculture. We play a pivotal role in connecting farmers with the broader agricultural community, markets, and the latest developments in the field. The role of agricultural media for the success of farmers cannot be overstated. It is crucial for farmers to be on top of their game, and it is through the media, like Farmers Weekly, that farmers can stay up to date with current trends and information. At Farmers Weekly, we are passionate about farmers and helping them achieve their goals. Since 1911, the year in which Farmers Weekly was initiated, it has been our goal to serve agriculture. We will continue to do so in the years to come. In closing, I would like to say to all the dedicated farmers who till the soil, raise animals, nurture the land, and feed the world, remember that your hard work and resilience sustain not just your fields, but also countless lives. In the face of challenges, you are the backbone of our communities and the stewards of our planet. Your labor, care, and commitment inspire us all. Keep sowing hope. The world depends on you, and your dedication is the source of our nourishment and strength. Thank you for being the true heroes of the earth. At Farmers Weekly, we are dedicated to your success. Congratulations to all the winners in the Elite Cow Awards category, as well as the winners in the other categories of the ARC's Beef Performance Awards. We wish you many successful years to come, and may your businesses continue to flourish.
ARC National Platinum Bull Awards, sponsored by GMP Leader Products SA. The importance of a bull's contribution to the genetics of the herd cannot be overstated, since the bull is the most important factor that will influence the success of your beef enterprise. For a bull to be eligible to contest in this category, it must be bred from an elite cow, whilst displaying exceptional performance figures at the same time. Indeed, this is a very tall order in breeding terms, and it is thus not surprising that this category is also known as the best from the best category. More than one bull per breed can be eligible for this award, although as a rule, very few bulls qualify due to the stringent adjudication criteria. Eligible bulls must have received a Gold Merit Certificate when they completed a Phase C test of the ARC, and their dams had to receive their elite cow status during the year in which the bulls received their Gold Merit Award. Eligible bulls also had to complete their Phase C tests between 1 January 2022 and 31 December 2022. The 2023 recipients of this award are Givit Anelius Ferreras Bonsmara, AJF 21564, Nick Sarfontein of Sir Nick Bonsmara's Bulls, NFS 21322, NFS 22205 and NFS 22247. The Limousine Bull belonging to Yuan Fori, YF 21901. Doppies Nels Nguni Bull, EX 21216. And CB Saliers Sussex, CC 2183. Congratulations to all the recipients of the awards in this class. Keep up the good work, or shall I say, breeding. And now for the sponsor of this category, Rochelle Klute of GMP Leader Products SA.
I'm Rochelle Klute, the founding member of GMP Traceability Management Software and Leader Products, who are proudly associated with the ARC National Platinum Bull Awards for the 13th year running. This prestigious event highlights the importance of animal identification and record keeping, the foundation of traceability. Livestock identification entails tagging animals to facilitate their identification. Livestock traceability, on the other hand, is the process of tracing an animal, its feed and byproducts from the origin to their final destination. Structured day-to-day record keeping provides food safety measures that protects producers and consumers from production and food-related risk. Good traceability has numerous advantages, including improved food safety and security, increased market access, and better disease control. It also enhances consumer confidence and the profitability, sustainability, and productivity of the entire livestock industry. GMP Basic and Leader Products wish to congratulate all the finalists in this category for persisting in their efforts to promote traceability in our country. Congratulations to everyone who play a role in making this event such an enormous success.
ARC National KYD Province of the Year Award, sponsored by Molotech. The objective of this award is to recognize the province with the highest number of participating farmers in the Kanofatso ya Dikgomo or KYD scheme. These farmers must be registered on integers and must have loaded data on the database between April of the year preceding the award and March of the year of the award. The 3 provinces with the highest number of participating farmers will receive the accolades Platinum, Gold and Silver, respectively. This award was only introduced in 2016. This year's finalists for the KYD Province of the Year are KwaZulu-Natal, Mpumalanga, Northern Cape. And now for the results. The Northern Cape is the recipient for the Silver Award, and the Gold Award goes to Mpumalanga. And that, ladies and gentlemen, leaves us with the winner of the Platinum Award. And this year's ARC National KYD Province of the Year is none other than KwaZulu-Natal. Congratulations to all the participating provinces, in particular KwaZulu-Natal, for their incredible work as they are consistently dominating this category for the past few years. And now for the sponsor of this category, Rian Raad of Molotech.
Hello, my name is Rian Raad from Molotech Animal Feeds. I'm the technical advisor for the Gauteng area. For many years, it has been an honor and a privilege for Molotech Animal Feeds to be a part of the National Beef Performance Awards. As a feeding company, our objective is to support the farmer in improving the biological and economic efficiency of beef production of his or her herd and breed. Molotech is committed to assist our beef farmers in improving the genetic merit of their herds by providing them with excellent products and services. Congratulations to all our winners of 2023. Thank you.
ARC National Kanofatso ya Dikgomo of the Year Award, sponsored by Plaas Media and Stock Farm. This award category commemorates its 27th anniversary this year. Finalists are identified from producers who participate in the Kanofatso ya Dikgomo scheme and aim to become fully fledged commercial producers. They ultimately contest for the title of National Winner. The KYD scheme focuses on assisting emerging beef cattle producers to apply beef recording and improvement technologies to facilitate accurate selection for economically important traits and increase productivity and profitability of their herds. Emerging producers serviced and developed through the KYD scheme are also registered on Interges. To date, more than 8,000 emerging producers are members of the scheme. Put your hands together for the 2023 finalists in the ARC National Kanofatso ya Dikgomo of the Year Award. They are Lubabalo Ndwembe of iKwezilokusa in the Eastern Cape, Buseletso Chue of Eitvlucht in the Free State, Bumbi Mahlangu of Kalangani Farming in Gauteng, James Luvuno of Driekwart Farm in KwaZulu-Natal, Rodzani Sadiki of Welgewacht in Limpopo, Paga de Kanyile of Kleinfontein in Mpumalanga, Maria Kantwan of Risten Vrede in Northern Cape, and Waitso Magale of Sekubye Magale and Sons Farm in the Northwest. And now, the moment we've been waiting for. It was not an easy decision to select a winner from such a distinguished panel of finalists. I am proud to announce that the ARC National Kanofatso ya Dikgomo of the Year Award for 2023 goes to Rodzani Sadiki of Welgewacht in Limpopo.
Good day. My name is Lele Seriti. I'm from ARC and I'm working for KYD. So today we are in Tawazimbi and we have our farmer, our KYD farmer, who is Mr. Sadiki from Tawazimbi. So Mr. Sadiki, please give us a short background and what do you farm with?
Thank you very much. My name is Ruzani Pesi Sadiki. I'm a farmer in Volbom under Tawazimbi Municipality, Limpopo. I'm farming with grains, cattle, sheep, which is dopa, as well as broilers.
Mr. Sadiki, what is the most important tool for farming with cattle?
The most important tools in cattle farming, it's where as a farmer you have got grazing camps so that you can be able to manage your grazing all the year round. And the other thing which is much important is when you have got nice cattle handling facility where you can bring your cattle inside. When you wanted to dip them, you can dip them nicely, quickly, and as well as the weigh scale. The weigh scale helps to keep the records. When the calf is born, we are able to go and weigh, record even the mothers as well as the bulls.
So, Mr. Sadiki, how did the ARC or KYD contributed to your success?
ARC under KYD program have contributed positively to the success of my cattle farming, because we are able to keep the records knowing that they are going to ARC, and we must always make sure that the records are in order.
So what are the most difficult challenges that the developing farmers in South Africa are facing right now?
Most of them, the access to land. When you are a cattle farmer, you need a bigger land for you to farm and expand your production. So if you are limited in terms of land, it's very difficult to expand.
And what is the message for other farmers or other developing farmers that you can give out?
The message that I can give to other developing farmers is that they must be able to work as a team, form study groups within the areas so that they can learn from each other and always learn from the best farmers.
What contributed to your success as a farmer?
Firstly, I'm farming full-time. I studied agricultural management, and I'm very much dedicated.
And now for the sponsor of this category, Deirdre Lowe of Plaas Media.
Good day, I'm Deirdre Lowe from Plaas Media. What are the makings of a good farmer? What makes one producer stand out from his or her fellow producers? In the world of beef farming, there are a few things that play a role. Herd performance and of course herd management are important, but the real test of longevity and sustainable farming is the ability to keep records and use them in strategic decision making. And this is exactly what this year's finalists in the ARC National KYD of the Year Award have done. They have diligently kept records and based their herd decisions on the information they gained from these records. In a world driven by informatics and technology, Stock Farm strives to do the same, to provide good information that will equip farmers such as these to improve their farming methods and reach new heights. We proudly sponsor this award and wish all the finalists the very best of luck for the final announcement.
ARC National Mentor of the Year Award, sponsored by Molotech. The primary aim of this award category is to acknowledge farmers with exceptional leadership skills and efforts in building capacity and skills through information dissemination, mentoring, and assisting fellow farmers to adopt and implement the relevant technologies and management skills to enhance their productivity and sustainability. In short, this award category assesses how a farmer plows back his or her skills, knowledge, and experience to the benefit of others. Farmers who enter this category should have a record of accomplishment that attests to their efforts to train and mentor others, and very importantly, to show the impact of their actions and mentoring initiatives. We have two winners for this category. Ladies and gentlemen, I now present to you our first winner of the ARC National Mentor of the Year Award. Nodia Pinar of Zondagspan Santas in Zeerust, Northwest.
Melare Pinar.
Di Malara, okay.
Telegara. We are here at Zondagspan, Mr. Pinar's farm, or visit Mr. Pinar's farm to come to understand his whole operation of farming. He's farming with Santa Gertrudis. Mr. Pinar was a former teacher, so after retirement, he didn't just come and sit at the farm, but he continued with his work of training other fellow farmers. Like I said, my name is Teboho. I'm working for ARC, Agricultural Research Council. I'm based at Vryburg at the bull testing station, whereby we test bulls for average daily gain feed conversion as part of ARC's mandate of research, development, and training. Mr. Finar, what does it mean to be a mentor?
Being a mentor for me is a huge responsibility. It's an honor, but it's also a huge learning curve. It's a responsibility and a privilege to be in a position that people come to you and ask for advice. But of course, it's also a huge responsibility because some people will follow your advice. And it's also a learning experience because it forces you to learn more about your breed. It teaches you a lot about yourself and about other people. So that's a very big privilege for me to be a mentor for some people.
Do you need some skills to be a mentor?
Yes, I think you need a lot of skills. Firstly, I think you must be very patient. You must be humble, and you must know a lot about your breed. You must understand that what your breed looks like, what the characteristics are, and you must be in a position to transfer those skills. So your communication skills must also be very good. But I think the most important thing is that you must be patient. Being able to listen to other people, I think it's a huge skill that you need when you're working with other people.
Mr. Pienaar, how do you assist your fellow farmers?
So firstly, I'm part of a study group that we call ourselves the Bushveld Santa Gertrude Study Group. We've got a lot of stud members and commercial members, and I'm partly responsible for the judging and the yearly farm visits that we do. So we go to all our members' farms, and we evaluate what we've done, what the breeding looks like, and we set specific goals for us as a study group, and I'm part of the group that are trying to monitor that. Secondly, I'm privileged to give yearly cattle evaluation courses for the students of Northwest University. It's about 60-70 of the students visiting us every year, and we are really using that opportunity, of course, to teach them about cattle, but also to introduce the Santa Gertrude's breed to them.
It's a huge responsibility. Are you happy about that, and do you see any progress?
Yes, it looks good. A lot of these students are the students that I started with are now currently farming themselves, and they keep on coming back every year, visiting us and inviting me to their farms and to their businesses. So I think there's a good progress, and I'm establishing, I think, good relationships with most of them.
Given the current situation, what message do you have to your fellow farmers?
So firstly, I think to the cattle farmers in particular, I would like to request them to consider our breed. Don't listen to stories. Don't follow perceptions. Make sure that you test our breed and make your own decisions. Our breed is known for all the attributes that a cattle farmer needs. So please consider our breed. Don't follow perceptions. Secondly, I think we must be honest. We as farmers are in deep trouble. There's a lot of challenges, and I think the sooner we start working together, thinking together, standing together, that will bring us good success. We have to keep our eyes on the Lord Almighty. He's got a plan with everything, and I think we must act and work and farm in such a way that people see His love in all the actions that we are taking.
Thank you, Mr. Pienaar. Santa Gertrude is the only breed that you farm. Do you really get a return investment on that?
So it's the only breed that I'm farming and the only breed that we need.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And the second winner of the ARC Mentor of the Year Award, Piet Motepu of Kirkdale Farm in Koppies, Free State.
Good day, I'm Melville Ferreira. I'm working with the ARC. We are here today with Mr. Piet Motepu. He is the winner of the Mentor of the Year competition. Congratulations, Piet.
Thank you very much, Melvin.
What does it mean being a mentor?
Yeah, thank you very much. This is a good question. For being a mentor is meaning you must train, you train other people, share information, you expose them to the market, because the market is changing and it's very difficult. To be a mentor, you must be knowledgeable, have a general business understanding, especially in farming, preferably livestock, because we are talking about livestock now. Yeah, that is where we are. You must be knowledgeable, have understanding of general businesses.
Do you need specific skills to be a mentor?
Absolutely, you need a specific skill, especially you must be in the business for some time, for that to get the skills, both practical and theory. You must have at least understanding of the market, as I repeated myself again. Understanding of the market, more knowledgeable in terms of farming sector. And knowing farming sector, meaning you can be able to translate that to knowledge to other farmers on the ground.
How do you assist fellow farmers?
Yeah, I was helping them to ensure that they know and understand their animals. For example, I will normally assist them with the practical dehoning, injection techniques, ensure that they know exactly the importance of clean water. We'll also include the lessons like animal transportation. We ensure that when they transport their animal, they avoid stress. We also ensure that we use our equipment to help them for dosing, and also mobilize other farmers to be part of the collective. Also, what is key now is we are putting them to work in groups. When they buy medication, they must buy medication in groups. When they do those vaccination programs, they do it in groups. They must work in groups. And that is key for us now. We've advised them with fodder banks. Like we have recently seen that we are having a lot of felt fires throughout the country. If you have a fodder bank, you cut grass, you build them, you also advise them with that.
What is your message to fellow farmers given the current conditions?
Now, my advice to fellow farmers is that we need to take farming as a business, and those with experience, let's go down and assist others, and we work with groups. And also to my fellow farmers is that let's avoid and report stock theft, because this is a big problem in our country now, stock theft. To my fellow farmers, let's join hands and we help each other for food security and unemployment, and make agriculture fashionable.
On to the next category, the ARC National Special Performance Test Class, sponsored by Stock Farm. Running for over 4 decades, this award category aims to recognize bulls with exceptional performance traits. Bulls which were awarded gold or silver merit certificates when they completed a standardized growth test of the National Beef Recording and Improvement Scheme during 2022. Are eligible to compete in this award category. Residual feed intake, or RFI, a trait that describes a bull's ability to utilize feed efficiently, is also considered. Only one bull per breed is eventually identified to represent the entire breed, and adjudication criteria includes both performance traits and functional efficiency. Each bull represents its breed and is thus crowned as the overall national winner within the participating breed. I now present to you the recipients of the ARC National Special Performance Test Class. Alan Versveld's Beefmaster V2122, Gideon Bota's Boeran GB2115, the Bradford GM 2110 belonging to Gert van der Merwe and Johan de Jager, Karel Chalmers Brahman S692153, Ferdi Nordeus Brangus V52198, Erik de Klerk's Brown V DEK 2153, the Charolais GE218 belonging to Ruan Erasmus, Dani van Breda's Hereford DVB 2241, Yuan Fori's limousine YF21901, Hannes Eksteen's Nguni EX21220, Ferdi van Niekerk's Romagnola AB2115, the Santa Gertrudis GB214 belonging to Gert Brits, Lawrence Miller's Simbra HLM2065B, and CB Celia's Sussex CC2183. Congratulations to all the recipients of the awards in this class. And now for the sponsor of this category, Lynette Lowe of Plaas Media.
Hi, I'm Lynette Lowe, CEO of Plaas Media. The ARC National Special Performance Test Class Awards have been presented for more than 40 years and showcases the exceptional performance traits of bulls in various beef cattle breeds. If there is one thing that all the finalists in this category have in common, it is their ability to use performance records to their advantage, no matter what the breed and no matter how big or small the herd. In addition, they persist in constantly developing their herds by participating in Phase C growth tests. They also show the exceptional ability to balance performance and functional efficiency in their herds. They are shining examples of what it takes to be a good cattle producer. Stockfarm is proud to be associated with this category and will continue to generate content for farmers like these and those who want to follow their example. Congratulations to all the finalists.
And last but most definitely not least, we have come to the highlight of the 2023 awards. The ARC National Beef Cattle Improvement Herd of the Year Awards, sponsored by Plaas Media and Stockfarm. The Herd of the Year award category has become one of the most fiercely contested and prestigious accolades in the industry over many decades. Besides being adjudicated on how they implement performance recording and related technologies to improve the genetic potential of their herds, their involvement with industry, interaction with their fellow farmers, and their efforts to build and add value to the beef production industry is also assessed. Performance traits of the herds that made the finals include the level of reproduction of the herd, overall participation and implementation of performance testing and related scientific technologies as tools for improvement, cow efficiency in the herd, the completeness of performance records, the size of the cow herd and its calving performance, and genetic trends and progress in the herd. The contributions that finalists make to the industry stakeholders and fellow farmers are also considered, in particular regarding his or her leadership and guidance to build and add value to the industry. This year, 6 farmers and their herds made it to the finals. They are Christo Rothman of Bushman's Mountain Tule Stud in the Eastern Cape, Eksteen Ngunis and Sangas belonging to Hannes Eksteen of Piketberg in the Western Cape, Santa Pine belonging to the Pine Kloof Trust of Howard Hobson in Ladybrand, Eastern Free State, Santa Rist of Johan and Heinrich Haferman from Delareyville in the Northwest, Dierkloof Simentalis belonging to Corne de Jager in Reitz, Free State, and Up George Bonsmaras belonging to Derek Ralph from Ladysmith in KwaZulu-Natal. This year's winner is also a past finalist and aims strongly to improve and mentor new breeders and emerging young farmers to improve adaptability and the genetic potential of their herds, in particular when it comes to cow efficiency. He also assists smaller farmers extensively and is a strong advocate for the use of performance testing of animals to assess their traits of economic importance. Semen from top bulls is also given to these breeders to bring about genetic improvement and improve the beef industry as a whole. And now, the moment we've all been waiting for. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to announce the winner of this year's ARC National Beef Cattle Improvement Herd of the Year Award. Up George Bonsmaras of Derek Ruff in Ladysmith. Congratulations, Derek, and well done on winning this prestigious award.
I'm Johan Binnendal from the ARC, Senior Research Technician, and we are visiting the Up George Bosmara stud today. Now Derek, being such a big herd, and with the awards for the herd of the year, performance of the herd is of utmost importance. How do you manage to optimize the performance of this herd?
The most important thing of this stud is our cow herd. The females, you know, they must be adapted and obviously have good milk, longevity, fertility. And I think the way we've got to that over the years is that after D phase, when we do our bull selection, we send the bulls up into the really tough country here in the hills, and they stay there, and we select them at 2 years old. So they really battle. Only the toughest come out. So the most well-adapted ones are then selected and used in the herd, and that they have now bred all the females, and so I think that's why our cow herd has gone from strength to strength.
Derek, your farmers here in the Ladysmith, Westbank area, perfect cattle country, but there's a lot of challenges here. What is your main key management practices that makes you being a success as a cattle farmer?
Well, Johan, we are in the tall, moist grassveld area of Natal, which is very limited, but it is one of the sought-after cattle areas. But with that, we do have 900 millimeters average rainfall and above in this last couple of years, which leads to a lot of diseases, especially ticks. That is, you know, hot water, we're just off the edge, but gall sickness, red water, that is very bad. You know, some of the chaps that sell that, all the dips and stuff, they say that we're in the gym of ticks here. You know, our cattle are adapted. We don't dip often. We only dip when we see a lot of ticks, when it's looking unsightly. Yeah, so with that, our farm is steep as well, very rough. The cattle have got to climb the hills to find some grass. And here we just mainly felt with a lick. That is how the cattle grow up here and are carrying on. Yeah, so it's just our management. We pretty much, Trudy and myself, we're pretty much hands-on. You know, we go with that saying, the eye of the master fattens. So we pretty much with the cattle all the time, working with the cattle. You know, if there's vaccinating or dipping or whatever to do, dehorning, we're always present, we're always supervising. Probably don't delegate enough. That's why we're always over busy. But in doing that, you can see your cattle yourself. You can see problems. You can see which ones are the good ones, bad ones, if you're breeding the right type or whatever. So it does help to be right there, you know, attending to the situation firsthand.
Derek, I know that the Bosmara is compulsory to do performance testing, but I would like to know how does performance testing impact on your herd? How do you use performance testing, and how has that had an effect or will have effect in the future, you building a herd for the future?
No, and it's performance testing is very important, you know, to measure the cattle, and measuring your you know, from your growth, fertility, birth masses, milk, all that sort of stuff. We like to measure so we can see if we're going forward, you know, get rid of the cattle that aren't keeping up with the rest. And our main thing is we eyeball, when we select cattle, we eyeball the cattle, but performance testing is another tool for selection, but mainly eyeballing, and that's how we select. But usually the cattle that are well adapted, that's our emphasis. They must be adapted to the environment. They are the ones whose performance is obviously good, so they will have those good figures. And so that for us is very important, that, you know, everything goes hand in hand. The animal must look good, and it must have the good figures. Our growth must be good, but in a way that we have heavy animals, but they are short and thick set. You know, we're getting the weight through the width, length and breadth. You know, we don't want those tall animals with long legs. So although we know that in the EBVs, we still think the scientists must fix that up a bit, the maintenance value of an animal. You know, we've got cattle here that are heavy, but they just live on the grass with a lick. But their maintenance figure is not good. So there's some room for improvement there from the scientists. As far as young bulls are concerned, when we wean our calves, at that stage we select out the better bull calves and we put them on the D phase. Our D phase we do in the ryegrass and with the added supplement of energy lick with hay on the kukuyu and ryegrass. We finish the D phase in end of October, and then the stud book chaps come and do the measuring and weighing, etc., to get our ADGs, and then 2 senior inspectors will come from the Bonsmara Society. We'll do the inspection, visual inspection of them with the figures that we've had from the SA stud book, and then we select out the better ones, and from there they'll go into the quite rough country. We don't put cows and calves there, but it's too rough, and the bulls run there for a year, and that's where there's also another selection. Only the hardy ones can come right there. Yeah, after that, you know, sort of like a 2-year-old, we'll select out a whole lot, and then we'll mainly the ones that are adapted. Those are the ones that you can pick out, and they're looking the best, and we use those ones in our herd every year.
Yeah, I think it's important that when you get young bulls to have intensive phase D and run them to have the full potential of the growth, and when they grow, sort of have the full potential, and then put them out and say, right, now you can fend for yourselves. I think that's a very good, especially in your area.
Yeah,
to get that growth and get the hardiness in as well.
Yeah, those bulls that are, they've got to be, everything's got to be good, and they will get through the system and become selected later on.
Derek is a very recognized, a very accomplished stockman and stud breeder, recognized in the industry. We see it in your sales figures, we see it in your farm, we see it in your blood. Do you provide leadership and guidance to fellow farmers and future farmers? And how do you do it?
Yes, no, there's a lot of young chaps, young farmers, young emerging farmers that we give advice more. It's more one-on-one. The chaps come out to the farm here and we show them our cattle, we show them our system, what our management systems and everything. I sometimes go to their farm, talk, advise them on, you know, their cattle, where they're going wrong or right, etc. The chaps who will also help them with semen or young bulls. There's some young farmers, young commercial farmers that are short of cash, and we'll give them some young bulls. And it's always good to see another chap's farm and see how he's going there as well. You know, obviously there's going to be a shortage of food in the long run in the years to come, and food, maize, etc. is going to be used for human consumption. The cattle have got to thrive on the grass. So we've got to breed an animal that can do well on grass with a lick. And that's what we, at the end of the day, are trying to strive for. And that's the advice we're giving to not only stud breeders, to other commercial breeders as well, to try and improve their farming enterprise, you know, mainly for the whole meat industry, to try and improve it.
I now hand over to the sponsor of this category, Lynette Lowe of Stock Farm.
The ARC National Beef Cattle Improvement Herd of the Year Award embodies everything the ARC Annual Beef Performance Awards stand for, namely improvement. This year's finalists have excelled in a number of farming aspects, including herd management. However, they've gone the extra mile and are also lauded for their community and industry involvement, as well as their efforts in advocating for the beef production industry. In Stock Farm, we like to write about the serious side of livestock farming, and this includes performance testing, carving performance, genetic trends, and many more. These are all aspects that these finalists have addressed and improved upon. As long as farmers in our country want to improve, we will keep on writing this content and encourage farmers from all walks of life to empower themselves with information.
Congratulations to all the winners and finalists in this year's ARC Beef Performance Awards. I now call on Dr. Andrew Magadlela to do the vote of thanks.
Good day all. My name is Andrew Magadlela and I am Group Executive for Animal Sciences. I am greatly honored to present the vote of thanks to all of those who were involved in making this event the memorable event that it has turned out to be. This event has become a showcase for our industry to acknowledge and celebrate accomplishments of our beef farmers in a number of award categories. At the center of this resounding success are the nominees, finalists, and of course, the winners. These are indeed the creme de la creme of our industry. You are truly an inspiration to us all for your resilience, motivation, and superior performance despite the many challenges that you are confronted with on a daily basis in your operations. The 2023 ARC Beef Performers Awards were made possible by the immense contributions and teamwork of a number of parties, stakeholders, and of course, our valued farmers. We are also appreciative and proud of the unwavering support of our strategic partners from both the public and private sectors. Indeed, many people and organizations contributed in more ways than one to make this event successful. However, in the interest of time, I would like to acknowledge the following individuals and stakeholders for their generous contributions and support. Our farmers and representatives of this important industry, without whom an event like this would not be possible. Your involvement and support is highly valued and appreciated. The ARC Council for their unwavering support, the ARC President and CEO, Dr. Lita Makinga, for his hearty welcome address and continued support of our efforts to uplift the beef industry of this country. Our line department, the Department of Agriculture, Land Reform and Rural Development, for standing with us through thick and thin. Our strategic partner and main sponsor, Plaas Media Stock Farm, for their commendable marketing efforts, professional support, and helping us to produce a prestigious event that we all can be proud of. Our valued sponsors, Farmers Weekly, Molatech, GMP Basic, for their commitment and dedication in making this event possible and a success for so many years. Representatives from the media houses. Last but not least, the organizing committee for doing all the work behind the scenes to ensure that this event lives up to expectations. The ARC Marketing and Communications team for ensuring that this event was introduced and marketed to our industry and the general public, both nationally and internationally. I would like to end by expressing my gratitude on behalf of the ARC Council and staff to all of you for ensuring that 2023 ARC Beef Performers Awards are an unforgettable event. I thank you.